SAfm, South Africa's news and information leader.
Thanks, Nancy. The Sunday rapist is found guilty, and a new report says SA is one of the most attractive economies. That's in the news. Good afternoon. We begin with news just in. The man dubbed the Sunday rapist, Johannes Steyn, has been found guilty of the murder of 16-year-old Louise de Waal. Judge Sita Colby is delivering judgment in the High Court, sitting in the Palm Ridge Magistrates Court in Alberton. The SABC's Noma Bolani reports.
Judge Colby found that the evidence pointed out that Steyn had abducted Louise in October last year. Citing testimony from Louise's friend Natasha Gordon and cell phone data, Steyn was found to be in the area where the teenager was abducted and later murdered. However, the only evidence of the rape of the high school pupil was in the confession Steyn made to the magistrate shortly after his arrest. Judge Colby is still handing down judgment to the other 37 counts against Steyn. Norma Bolani, SABC News, Johannesburg.
The Pietermaritzburg High Court has sentenced the murderer of the ANC's Oshabeni branch chairperson to 22 years in jail. Sfiso Kumalo yesterday pleaded guilty to taking part in the murder of Dumisani Malunga. The SABC senior political journalist Zanele Buthelezi reports.
Acting Judge Busiso Mngomezulu said it served as aggravating factors that the murder was premeditated and politically motivated. Mngomezulu says there was no justification for eliminating a political opponent through the barrel of a gun, as they were both vying for a position of a ward councillor. He said as they were both holding positions in the ANC, one would have expected that they were going to exercise political tolerance. But the judge also noted that Kumalo pleaded guilty, showed remorse, and is willing to assist the police and the prosecution against his co-conspirators.
Government is trying to finalize the identification of the 8 South Africans who are among the victims of a suicide bomb attack in the Afghan capital, Kabul. Authorities have put the death toll at 12. Militant group Hezb-e-Islami has claimed responsibility for the attack. It says it's in retaliation for an American film mocking the Prophet Muhammad. International Relations spokesperson Nelson Kwete.
The Department of International Relations and Cooperation awaits further information from the authorities in Kabul, as well as the employer of the deceased. The deceased are said to have worked for a private aviation company. Efforts are underway to confirm the identities in order to contact their next of kin.
The Secretariat of Labour Federation, COSATU, has all but endorsed the idea of an uncontested ANC leadership election at the party's conference in December. COSATU General Secretary Zwelinzima Vavi has urged the ANC to take a leaf from what he calls the maturity displayed by COSATU delegates at the Congress yesterday. Vavi elaborates.
We're calling for unity of the ANC, because without that unity, comrades, this revolution is gone. We're calling for maximum unity. We're calling for those who have narrow ambitions. Please hold on a little bit. Think about the future of our organization. Because we know, comrades, if the ANC eventually collapses because of these practices, the people who will suffer more is us.
Expelled ANC Youth League President Julius Malema says he's instructed his legal team to probe the legitimacy of his expulsion from Lonmin's platinum mine in Marikana in the northwest yesterday. He's been addressing media in Johannesburg. Police blocked Malema from addressing about 3,000 strikers gathered at a stadium at the mine. Police have not said on what grounds they blocked Malema or threatened him with arrest. Malema has described the incident as similar to that of a police state. SABC Acting Chief Operating Officer Hlaudi Motsoeneng has told Parliament that action is being taken against 379 employees following recommendations made in the Special Investigative Unit's report. Motsoeneng has been briefing the National Assembly's Portfolio Committee on Communications. The report found irregularities within the SABC. And finally, a new report has ranked South Africa, Egypt and Nigeria as the most attractive economies to invest in. The Rand Merchant Bank's second edition of Where to Invest in Africa says South Africa has by far the best operating environment but the slowest growth, as is the general trend in most countries in Southern Africa. It lists Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda and Rwanda as collectively large and attractive, while the most notable North African economies are Tunisia and Morocco.